see the Microsoft Teams app down here. You can also you can also search. I don't know if you have PCs, it's fine. The icon looks the same. So you're going to open up Microsoft Teams, and then this is the application you have. All right, so you're going to see that you are part of all of whatever teams you're a part of. You guys are just going to be part of the white label accounts team. So here's your team. Every team has channels, okay? These are just sections. They're called channels. Every channel has tabs. Do you see these tabs across the top? Every section has tabs. So every team has channels. Every channel has tabs. All the tabs are going to basically be the same across the channels. So Ace Hardware has some tabs. You see Conversations, Files, Wiki, OneNote. For Astrolon, I'm under the Lowe's channel, Conversations, Files, Wikis, OneNote. The only channel with different tabs is General. It has an extra tab called Planner Tasks, and we'll get into that in just a minute, okay? But for right now, I'm going to go across and talk about these tabs that are consistent throughout every channel. So that you start with conversations. The conversation tab is where you are actually talking to everybody in the team about what's going on with that particular channel. In this case, it's Ace Hardware. So if I want to talk to anybody in the team about Ace Hardware, I'm going to go ahead and start a conversation in the Ace Hardware channel, and I'm going to say, at Laura, I am making a, whatever, XXX, and then I'm going to hit enter. That is going to basically tag Laura in this message. When I did at Laura, see how she's purple now? Okay, so that's how you write a message. Now, if Laura wants to respond, let's pretend Laura has something to say about this. She's like, oh, I see that in this Ace Hardware, they're talking about registering your warranty. I have something to say about that. So I'm going to reply to this conversation, okay? You can reply right there. You can also like it. If someone mentions you and you want to let them know that you read the conversation, you just can hit this little like, okay? If someone's talking about something and you're like, oh, I want to remember that for later, I want to do something with that later, here is a great example. The Ace Hardware show for spring is in Dallas, Texas. It's March 15th through the 17th. I hit this little icon right there. That saves the conversation, okay? So I can come back later and kind of make a to-do list. I'm just right now scanning the conversation, seeing what everybody's talking about, and then there are some things I'm going to want to come back to later, and I'll show you where to find that. But so basically, this is where you have conversations, and it's the conversations tab. Now, if I click to the Astrolon channel, here's a conversations tab. Now we're having conversations about Astrolon. If I click on Lowe's, now I'm having conversations about Lowe's. So basically that same tab is in each channel, okay? Different, but we're keeping those conversations to those channels. Okay, then you're also going to see files. So files is where you're literally keeping files related to that topic. So everything having to do with Ace Hardware, you can upload to here. Everything having to do with Astrolon or Lowe's, we upload here. We all have access to these files. Not only do we have access to the files, but we can decide if we want to edit them straight from Teams. So you can right here and hit Open in Excel Online. It's going to open that file and let you edit it online. And multiple people can be in the same file at the same time. You can download it, you can copy, you can move it, etc., etc., etc. Okay? You can even decide if you use this spreadsheet all the time, you can make it its very own tab so that when you click on it, it'll actually just take you straight to that spreadsheet instead of having to click twice. All right, next channel we'll talk about is OneNote. Okay, so OneNote is next tab is OneNote. So this is a online notebook for reference, to keep notes, to keep reference information. You can see we have a page here where we've put our AceNet number, so it's easy reference for everybody. We put the reference from our Ace Hardware show from August in here. This is everything basically that we were talking about doing for that show. So now we have the March Ace Hardware show. I just added that. Let me go back to that Ace Hardware Conversations tab and look and see. Okay, March 15th through the 17th. So I'm going to copy that because that's important, and it's in Dallas, Texas. I'm going to go back to the OneNote, and I'm going to say here, I'm going to go back to there, and look at my Ace Heart. I'm going to say Ace Show, March, those dates I just read about, right? And I'm going to also say Dallas. All right, so now that's that, and then we'll start talking about booth setup. We want to have the exhibitors kit, who is going, pricing, show promotion. So as we start working on this, we'll start filling in all of the blanks. Use banners from last A show. So we'll start filling in the notes, all right? So everybody knows what's going on. Let's say I wanted to make sure that Laura knew I was doing this. I could right-click on this page, say copy link to page. I'm going to go back to conversations, right? And I'm going to go back to where she said this, okay? We need to sign up for a booth. I can say at Laura. Okay, I'm on it. I started putting show details in Onenote. And then I'm going to give her the link to that Onenote. And I'll say we can work on it together here. I'm also doing this in my video demo of how Teams works. LOL. Okay, so now she's going to see that, and pretty soon she might even like it. She might even do it while we're still recording this. So if Laura comes here, she's gonna see under activity, it's going to show basically this little @ sign, okay? So she's going to see, oh, these are all my mentions, but she's going to see that she was just mentioned. A little indicator is going to light up here. Here, I'll @ myself so that you guys can see it. Let me go back to that conversation really quick. Ace Hardware. So I'm going to come back to the conversation we were just having. It was right here. There it is. I'm going to just say @Jackie. Oh, I don't think it, it doesn't let you @ yourself. Dang it. So never mind. I won't show you. But I would have a little red circle would say like 2, 3, 4. I've had 4 @ or 4 things I need to look at there. What you'll see, things will be bold in here. Like, here, I'm going to stick on the channel we're on the team. Like if Ace Hardware was bold, but it didn't have a little number icon, that would mean there's a conversation that happened there, but you weren't necessarily mentioned. But if it's bold and there's a little number, it means, oh, there's a conversation there and you've been mentioned 1 times, 2 times, however many times. So that's how the conversations tab works in the Lowe's channel of the National Accounts team. All right, and I showed you how the Onenote tab works. Now I'm going to go show you pretty quickly how the tasks work. So every single team has a planner full of tasks for everybody to work on together. And those tasks, that planner and those tasks are going to have buckets. And the buckets correspond with the channel. So there's an Ace Hardware bucket of tasks. There's an Astro Lawn bucket of tasks, a Lowe's bucket of tasks, right? So here I am on my I'm in the planner tab. Remember, the planner tab is only in the general channel, okay? When you click on Ace Hardware, any of these, you're not going to see a planner tab. It's only in the general. So Ace Hardware, I can see there's some tasks. I'm assigned to some, okay? So I'm looking through this. I want to add one. There is something to do here. So I need to, this is a task where it's telling me to sign up for the booth. Like I told Laura, I was just on that, right? So this is saying sign up for the booth. All right, so I got to do that. I see this is the description. See how there's a little show on card. I can decide if I want that to show up as a preview. I can also have little items here. So get carpeting, get half pallet, etc. Things I might need to do. And I can decide if I want those to display on the card too, instead of the description, for easy access. And I can say, I'm starting this. It's in progress. And you'll see how that changes the thing there. I can say, you know what, this is for me and Laura, not just for me. So I can add Laura to the task as well, or I can leave it just me. I could say due date. I want this has a hard deadline or a soft deadline, but I want it done by the end of the month. All right. Now, if I come in here and write comments, it's going to notify the whole team that there's been an update on this task. So I've emailed the show people, and it's in motion, whatever. Now, everyone's going to know that I have done that. All right. So I can add a task right here, set the due date, add the assignment. I can move the task. If I said, oh, this is really for Astrolawn, I can move it. It's really for Lowe's. I can move it and decide I want that to be up higher than that. All right. Now, what if I just want to see my tasks? This can get overwhelming. There can be a lot of tasks. If you just want to see your tasks, you can pop out this whole planner into the full version. So that's going to be this little pop out icon. Okay. So if you hit pop out, go to website, it's going to pull up a full version of Planner that has a lot more options for you. So always remember the pop-out option. You're going to see the same sort of thing. You're going to see your plan over here, and then you're going to see all those same tasks. But now I have more options. I can group by who they're assigned to. So I can just look at my tasks, all right, and see how many Matt has. I can also group by progress. Which ones haven't been started, which ones have been completed, and look at them that way. I can quickly scan also here or in the Teams version if something's high priority, okay? And that's just this little guy right there. You can mark something as high priority or you can mark it as low priority. All right, well, what if I want to see, you know, this is other just fun stuff. You can look at charts and see how many tasks are left. Over here, what if you want to group by due date? Okay, well then you would come up here to charts, and then you want to group by due date. Okay, and I can say, oh, George is late in the flooring department task. Next week, that's what's due. These tasks don't even have due dates. Okay, so this is where you group by due date, and then you can also see the members, you know, of what's going on here. But that pulled it up in our browser. That was the pop-out version. Oops, so let me go back to Teams. So everything has a pop-out available except for conversations. Okay, so let's look at our files here. Let's go to Ace Hardware and look at our files. So here, so I popped out there. Well, here, let's see, is this, that's going to just pop it up. This is the pop-out version of this. The files would be to right-click here and say, open in SharePoint. So if I click open in SharePoint, it's going to pop out again into the web browser and then actually show you where this is in the web browser version, because everything that you're doing in the app version also is accessible in a browser. Okay, so that popped it out into the browser version. Now I'm going to go back to my Teams application and my OneNote. All right, so here's my OneNote here. But again, I can pop it out and look at it in the browser or look at it on my computer. So I'm going to go ahead and click open. The pop-out option here is open in OneNote. I'm going to say open in OneNote online. You're going to see it pop out into a browser again. And here's that same OneNote. All right, the same OneNote. You see here, Ace Hardware. And it's got, basically, I'm in the OneNote for it, all right? And I'm online now. So that is how those tabs work. I did not mean to confuse you with that, all right? And so now pretty much that's how you go through it. Well, let me show you a couple other things. Okay, so activity. This icon up here is how you can basically sort through things. You're gonna see all of your all of the activity that's happened. I can see that George and one other person, if you double click on it, it'll actually take you straight there and highlight it and say, oh, that's what was happening. All right. So this is what was that? Let's see. You can say, I just want to see the replies that people have made. That's what the little icon means. I just want to see anything that I haven't gotten a chance to read yet. I read everything. I just want to see what people have liked of my stuff. George liked that. That's everything George liked. That means he probably saw it. Okay. So